Hello and welcome back to Cutie Girl Crochet. I'm having to do a voiceover for this video because there was a lot of noise in the background while I was finishing up this Afghan, so bear with me while I learn how to do voiceovers. But in this segment that you're seeing, this is where I'm joining the two squares together, and I chose to do a zigzag join. I start in the corners and join with a slip stitch both of the corners, and then I do a slip stitch, chain one every other stitch, and I do the back loops only. And so I just keep going back and forth, zigzag all the way down the squares. And I like this join for two reasons. One reason is because it's super easy, really quick, and number two, I really like the look of this join on granny squares. It's hard to see with the black yarn, and that's, black yarn is very difficult to work with, and it doesn't make very good videos. So but you can see I'm going along really fast to join these two, and you'll see here in a minute what it looks like after it's done. And I just like the look, the overall look, especially when it's done, of the zigzags in between the granny squares. So on every corner though, I join both the corners together on every square with a slip stitch. And you'll see right here where how it looks, and I just love that look. Look at that. And it's super easy, and it makes really quick work out of hooking these squares together, which is important. In this next segment, you can see that I am adding the two more squares to my first row, and again I join the two corners of the two squares with a slip stitch, and then I just continue the zigzag pattern in the back loops of slip stitch, chain one, and then slip stitch, chain one on the other square, back and forth all the way to the end. In these next few segments, you see that after I join the squares, I kind of stack them on top of each other. It just kind of keeps them out of the way, and you might not be able to do that if you're sitting in a chair on the couch or whatever, but I stack them on top of each other. And then you see that I'm finishing up the first row, and you can see how that looks. And what I do is I join rows, and then I hook the rows together. For me, it's easier to make multiple rows of two and then hooking those together than it is to just keep adding a row. You can do it however you want, but this just works for me. In this next segment, you can see how things are getting there. The Afghan is starting to take shape. This is a little bit different angle to see how I'm doing the zigzag, and I'm really excited at this point because I think I was on the last row. In this next segment, you can see me weaving in the ends. I have a technique where I weave to a cluster, and then I go back and forth 3 times. And with every time I go through, I kind of pick up a stitch and then go back the other way. It's kind of the law of thirds. If it's not going to come out, if you go back and forth 3, sometimes 4 times, but 3 is usually enough, your ends will not come out. And here I am doing it again. I'm weaving down to the corner cluster, and I am going back and forth 3 times and kind of picking up a stitch to go around every time. And now we finally get to do the border. I chose this border from a corner to corner Afghan that I had done a few years ago, and I just love the way that it looks, and it goes really well with this granny square Afghan. The first row of this Afghan, you single crochet all the way around, and I do 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet in the corners, and that's all there is to the first row. And here we're starting the second row of the border, and we are going to use a different color, a complementary color that goes with the colors in our Afghan. Here I'm using the leftover yarn from the skeins from the all-in-one granny square yarn. So I just balled it up, and I'm using it I incorporated it into the Afghan so that it would match. So you do 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet in the corner, chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, single crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, all the way around. And now we're starting the third row using the same color that we used in the first row. We do 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet in the corners, and then you just do 2 single crochet in each chain space of the previous row all the way around, and that's it. Very easy. This row is very easy. The beauty of this border is you can stop where we just stopped, or you can continue on. I chose to continue on because I had enough yarn left over from the granny square skeins in order to do another round. So in order to add another round, you do 2 single crochets, chain 1, 2 single crochets in the corner, chain 1, and then you do a single crochet on top of the single crochet from the middle row, and then chain 1, and you just do that all the way across. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet in the corners all the way around. And this last row is just like the previous black row that I had done. You do 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet in the corner, chain 1, and then do 2 single crochet in each chain 1 space from the previous row. So here the border is finished, and I just love how it looks. It kind of gives it a harlequin look, and it is very easy to do, and it's the same on both sides, and it's a great addition to any project. So here's the Afghan all finished finally. I am not going to make another one of these, but I'm glad that I did this project. I learned a lot, and I think it's beautiful, and I will be giving this as a gift this coming Christmas, or I may do a giveaway on the channel. I haven't exactly decided yet, but I might. I want to thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video if you think that someone would be interested in what I have shown today. And like the video because it just helps my channel so much, and I appreciate all of you.